And welcome back to Let's Play Magic Origins. Magic Duels Origins. Magic Duels. So now we're going to do Nissa Ravane's story. Nissa, the one girl who can't stop trying to help and screwing everything up in the process. So first she sees visions of Zendikar asking for help, and she says, okay, I'm going to help, and her tribe says, no Nissa, you just cause problems, get out. And she gets jumped by vampires. She was probably trying to help the vampires. So our first match here is going to be green things against vampires. So I'm looking here, we have 4 mana, which is not enough for charging Rhino. But on turn 3 we can Nissa's Pilgrimage, which means we will cultivate into the Rhino. And honestly, they're her probably worse hands, so let's go with this. We're on the play too, so they won't completely blow out the gate at us here. And I'm thinking it's not going to be too tough, but it might be a problem. That whenever it attacks each opponent loses life, that is a problem. But it's not a significant problem. That's the land we didn't really need to draw. So at this point, if I can get something else, I'll probably play it, but otherwise Nissa's Pilgrimage gets us our Rhino on turn 4. We're going to take 2 from the Pulse Tracker. This does put them into... Oh, sorry. I want to get my little text... I can't get my text box if it's in my hand. 1 tapped on the rest of your hand. Okay. Coblade. That's another really good card. But it's not good yet. Second Pilgrimage is excessive as all hell. But it's going to happen. Let's pick the Zendikar Forest there. And it did replace itself, right? 5, 6, yeah, okay. So next turn we can play Charging Rhino, which will continue charging. The turn after we can play Charging Rhino. And the turn after we can Pilgrimage again, I guess. We're going to be taking a lot of damage from vampires here, which is starting to add up with the vampires that really care about me being low. The Child of the Night is a problem. I might actually leave the Charging Rhino back to block. Well, I mean the first turn it has to be back to block. It can't attack right away. Despite being called a Charging Rhino, the Charging Rhino does not have haste and therefore cannot charge into the battle immediately. So it should shut down the first bit of combat here. This is the one that flies if it's... Oh, he's got a Doomblade. There's the Doomblade, it does. Now we have a problem. Because I'm going to lose a life. I'm going to take... What, 6 more, go to 7. These are going to get real scary. And he's going to play another Child of Night, why not? Okay, I thought that was the one that started flying. It looks like it's not. It's just a 3-2. Let's play another land, we'll play another Rhino. Hopefully he doesn't have another removal spell. If he does, he wins. If not, I think he still wins here. So if he attacks with all out, I'm going to reset. But I'm pretty sure he wins here. If he attacks with everything. And I think the computer can do that math. Yeah, it can. So try again. Once more without charging Rhinos. As soon as it decides to load. Come on, come on, come on. Spin, 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 spin. Spin, 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 spin. It's spinning very not at all because it was like hanging. But there we go. Vampire Stalkers. Opponent plays first. Oh, this hand would be so much better if anything in here was a forest instead. Most of that wild herb. Okay, let's draw a new hand. This is better. We got Nissa's Chosens. Into Pilgrimages for the Rhino. Wild Instinct is pretty good. This is a solid hand. The only way this could be better is if we were on the play. I do have like a small favor issue with Nissa's Chosen, and that is that the idea that Nissa was worshipped by the elves does not come into play until much, much later in her story than where we are. But he's gonna get the... I think that deck is just what? Mono black, like 1 and 2 drop vampires? He probably has bombs like, what's that one that reveals the top card of your library and if it's a swamp? everybody's like super good. I remember playing in Zendikar and vampires being a thing, and it was basically this deck, but with those. One drop, one drop, one drop. Nissa's chosen to block. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. Next turn we can Grazing Gladeheart, hopefully, which would be real nice for the Nissa's Pilgrimage after it. So here's hoping we draw a third land, which we should, like, statistically the odds are in our favor we draw another land. He's not going to attack. He's just going to play a Child of Light. And he didn't see another Swamp. So maybe he's running out of steam already. Here's our land. So we can play the Gladeheart. It's only a 2/2, but every land we play gives us 2 life, which means we can just kind of sandbag out the vampires here. And if we can keep ourselves above 10, these vampires don't get too threatening. So if we can continue to shut down combat, as long as he doesn't see like Doomblades or anything, we should be good. This turn we're going to go for the Nissa's Pilgrimage, because it puts a land into play and puts one in our hand that we can also play. So it's going to be 4 life we gain. So pick Zendikar, Zendikar. And last time I'm realizing that I did not pick a second land, because I thought the prompt was done differently, but we'll gain our 4 life. Next turn we can Pilgrimage again into, I guess, a Nissa's Chosen or something. We're going to skip our attack for now. Party wants to play the Charging Rhino. It'll depend on what his board state looks like here, though. He's still not trying to get past us. And it's more things that want me below 10. More things that want me below 10. So he's basically out of a hand at this point, but his board is huge. And we got another forest here, so we're going to play it. We could Charging Rhino and Nissa's Chosen. No, we can Charging Rhino. We could Wild Instincts and Nissa's Chosen. But I'm not too concerned about Wild Instincts, so I think I'm just going to play the Charging Rhino. And we'll pass the turn. Put on the combat. Wild Instincts on the Rhino definitely seems like something we want to be doing here. We'll eat a 1/1, will be functionally a 5/5, 6/5. And then we can attack, and he has to put 2 guys onto it. Can't be blocked by more than... Oh, he can't block. Okay, so he can't deal with it if it's that big. Okay. So we can play the forest. Leaves us 4 and 3, so I say we need his Pilgrimage for another forest. And then we'll also put one in our hand, because I never do it now. And then we can Wild Instincts the Rhino, and probably one of these 1/1s. I'm thinking one of the ones that get better. Or the Child of Night. I think one of the ones that get better. These ones get better at? It's just 4 2s. Okay. And we'll attack with the Rhino because he can't block it with more than one thing, so he just has to chump it with something. Probably chump it with a Child of Night. No, chump it with another 1/1. Okay. But it does mean he is slowly losing a board, and with no cards in his hand, unless that's a Doomblade, which it isn't, he would have done it pre-attack. It is a Feast of Blood. Destroy a creature, gain 4 life. That's actually almost worse. Ouch. Alright, we're gonna make another Charging Rhino. So we're on 9 lands here. So we can play the Rhino and the Invoker. The Invoker is going to cost 8, but it gives things +5/+5 and trample, which basically means they just single-handedly start winning the game. Especially if we put it on the Rhino, which can only be blocked by one thing. So we skip our attack, and barring him drawing another removal for the new Rhino, our untap should start to win us the game here. Draw. It'll be a Chosen. We have 2, 4, 8. So we don't have enough to invoke and play a Chosen. So we're going to attack. We're just going to attack the Rhino here. Actually, we can attack both of these, I think. 1, 2, 3. Because I think if he does try and super block that, I can buff it. So we'll confirm the attack. We'll see how he does this here. He's not going to block anything? Interesting. I'm actually going to continue then. Let him take his 9. And I'll just play 2 Nissa's Chosens. So that we have blockers so he can't come back at me. Although I'm at 31, so I'm not too concerned about him coming at me with a bunch of 1/1s. But I think we've got this. It's just a matter of time at this point until he finally runs out. Nissa's Pilgrimage cost us 3, leaving us 6. But we get to play the 7th, so it doesn't quite get us where we want to be because we want to have that up. So continue. And here I think we attack with everything. And we can just pump probably the Rhino here, but okay, that's a trade. So we'll pump the Invoker itself, and this should be damn close to lethal. What's he go down to? 7? With 2 2/1s on the board. I'm at 31, so he can't even like bother attacking. So that's just going to be his turn there. And at this point, I can play the land. 7, so I still can't do it. I have to wait till I untap here. But I think if I just attack with everything, and I invoke on the Rhino, we win. It's now to 9/9 trample. He can only block it with 1, so he can only block it. He still takes 8, so I only needed to attack with the Rhino here. But we might as well attack with everything just because we want to. Boom. 120. Bolus bucks continue to flow. Continue our story, and we've got time. We'll fight the Royal. We'll see how it goes. The Royal could be a little difficult because it can be kind of explosive right at the beginning, and it's very aggressive immediately, but once you've got it into a position where you're not dead, you can kind of just keep at that position. And hopefully that'll work okay here. So we'll draw, let's see what we've got to work with here. We're on 1 land on a Scoot Mob. And we'll definitely be trying the land. Part of me wants to keep this. I'm going to draw a new one. This one's a little better. We'll definitely have a giant Scoot Mob to go with. And we are on the play, so he can't get too aggressive right out of the bat here. I like that island art. And it's going to play, yeah, Wind Zendikon. So now instead of having a land, it has a 2/2 flyer. So seeing a Prey Upon a little later would be nice. Wild Instincts is functionally the same thing, are debatably better, well, actually strictly better because it gets this +2/+2 right away. We can attack for now. Since we can't block a 2/2, we might as well punch it. And then what it could do is it could do the same move as before. It could play another island and turn it into a Zendikon again. Or it will just hold back the blocker. Yeah, make another Zendikon. Okay, so once the block is here, I say we let it. We play our forest. We pilgrimage so that we can get to lots of mana for the Scoot Mob. Next turn won't be where we want the Scoot Mob, but we can kill 1 Zendikon with the Wild Instincts next turn. I'm just trying to think. I also want to pilgrimage again because I want to ramp whenever possible, as early as possible. He's going to play a Gomazoa, which is an 0/3 flyer, but that puts it and the thing it's blocking on top of the library, and then they shuffle. Which is kind of a pain, and I might fight that instead. Huh. I think I'm going to fight that instead. I want to give my Scoot Mob 2/2 and get rid of your 0/3. And then they use the mana to play the Gomazoa, so we can actually go in for 3 here, because we did get the +2/+2 buff. And there's no Gozoma to stop us. So there we go, we get some damage in. Now it's going to 4 mana here, and it 4 mana is where it starts to get really frightening. No, it's going to play another Gozo. Okay, so I say we do the same move again. But it'll be better because we'll have the 5 lands, so our Scoop Mob's going to get bigger here. Upkeep, Scoop Mob's going to trigger, it's going to go 5/5. Part of me wants to play the Nissa's Pilgrimage so we don't fall behind on land, but I think I have to take this opportunity to fight the Gomazoa again and get in for 7. There is I think it's like a 4/4 flyer for 4, but at the beginning of every upkeep you have to bounce a land, so it locks you at the land you're at. I've seen games where the Royal plays 2 of them. There's another Gomazoa, okay. I've seen games where the Royal plays 2 of the things and basically locks himself on 1 land and eventually has to start stacking them. Instead, we're going to cost 8. I want a Pilgrimage now. Get a land for my hand. Play the Chosen. And we're going to swing for 9 because he can't actually tap the Gomazoa yet. It just means we're not actually guaranteed to get through. It means he's guaranteed to block with his Gomazoa is what it means. And boom, Gomazoa's dead. So next turn, Scoop Mob's going to go to 13. And he's going to Tempest Owl to block. And a land. And something tells me he's going to block with a Tempest Owl. Instead of his land, just because it's a land. Oh, he's going to play an Ether Figment, okay. Not too worried about Ether Figment since he couldn't kick it. And he's basically like super dead soon. We can play a Wild Heart Invoker. We can't buff it. So we're at 8, so we might as well just play a second Invoker here. And we'll go to combat and we'll attack with both our creatures because the Nissa's Chosen is not going to die since he needs to block the Scoop Mob. And can't really afford to take damage right now, so he has to block the Chosen as well. Which means he's dead on board here, because I can just pump the Scoop Mob, give it trample, and then it doesn't matter how many blockers he has. Him actually playing a second Ether Figment makes him go down as far as blockers here. So we're going to untap. Scoop Mob's going to get bigger. We're going to draw. We're going to invoke the Scoop Mob. Boom. Go to our attack step. And attack with everything. And now we control a creature well over 20. Yeah, he's going to block things that don't trample now. Boom. Absolutely crushed it. Negative 15. Get our Bolus Bucks. And we should run an achievement. Control the creature with total power and toughness 20 or greater. It actually gave it to me before when Scoop Mob was at 13. But, I earned it legitimately right after anyway, so whatever. And there we go. That is the first chunk of Nissa's story here. Given the time we're at, I think I'm going to hold off on continuing for now, and we'll do that next episode. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, make sure you press the like button and show your support. That helps a whole lot. And if you want to see more from the channel, make sure you subscribe. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.